Hello everyone, welcome to study room. So we were discussing about adolescence period, what is puberty, what age groups lies under the adolescent and what exactly happens under puberty. So here we'll be discussing about secondary sexual characters. So what are secondary sexual characters? So, features that help distinguish male from female are known as secondary sexual characters. So, the definition is very clear. Those features which distinguish male from female, and it can be physical factors or any sort of factors. For example, in it is characterized by the onset of appearance of mustache and beard. So in the boys, there is appearance of mustache or beard or growth of hair in genital areas or other part of hair on chest. So this particular feature helps us distinguish males from females. So these three examples are secondary sexual characters. So what are secondary sexual characters? Feature that distinguish male from females. Secondary sexual characters, boys. So you can see here, we already know what is this. So this is sperm and it has a tail, it has a head, it has a nucleus, acrosome. So this is testis and this is seminal duct, sperminal duct. So it carries the sperms from testis to all the way back to the penis, which is the opening. So here we will be discussing about male secondary sexual characters. So there is external genital development. We know there is a development of muscle mass, facial or body hair growth, and we in the last video we discussed about Adam's apple and their significance in males. So there is a deepening of voice, low pitched voice. There is a rise in the sexual desire which we call libido. So these 5 to 6 examples are male secondary sexual characters. In girls, it is characterized by the onset of increase in the size of breast. So, in the case of boys, there is increase in hair growth, facial hair growth, genital hair growth. In case of girls, growth of hair on pubic region and increase in breast. So these are two examples of very prominent examples of secondary sexual characters. The changes which occur at adolescence are controlled by hormones. So these are all controlled by hormone. We already discussed testosterone in male and estrogen in females. So here is the female reproductive organ. We know this is the female reproductive organ. We have uterus, we have vagina, cervix hair, vagina hair, and these are ovaries. Two ovaries, one pair of ovaries. We have infundibulum, fimbriae, and these are the sexual characters, secondary sexual characters. So there are two prominent: breast development, widening of hips and fat deposition, and increase in body hair, specifically to genital areas. Hormones are chemical. So we discussed the everything is controlled by hormone. So in the male and female, there are majorly two hormones. Hormones are chemical secretion that brings about various changes in the body. They are produced in endocrine glands and are released by them into the bloodstream to reach specific target sites. So there are endocrine glands and there are exocrine glands. So what endocrine glands do? Exocrine glands. So there are two types of glands. So remember, hormones control the secondary sexual characters and hormones are controlled by glands. They're basically hormones are chemical secretion, so they have to be guarded by something. So they are produced in endocrine glands, and endocrine glands, what does they do? It releases the hormones into the bloodstream to reach the specific targets. So it releases the hormones or secretion into the bloodstream rather than exocrine glands. So production of hormone is under the control of another hormone secreted by the pituitary gland. So there are various glands which governs the function of different sort of hormones. There are endocrine glands, there are pituitary glands. So we'll be discussing about these glands in the upcoming video. You just have to remember that the hormones are chemical secretion. They can be secreted by several glands. For example, endocrine glands, which secretes hormone directly into the bloodstream and it reaches the sites through the circulation method. And there are also hormones which are controlled by pituitary gland. Example, the male hormone or testosterone begins to be released by the testes at the onset of puberty. We know testosterones are released in male. This causes changes in the boys, which you have just learned. For example, mustache or hair, growth of hair, facial hair, chest hair. For example, the growth of facial hair. So these are all governed by testosterone hormones. Example, once puberty is reached, so this is in girls. Once puberty is reached, this was boys. Once puberty is reached in girls, ovaries begins to produce hormone. So the hormone which specifically belongs to girl is estrogen. And there is no, it's not necessity that boys will only have testosterone, girls will only have estrogen. No, every body has all sort of hormones, but their composition varies. But in case of boys, testosterone is more than estrogen, whereas in case of girls, estrogen is more, which makes the breast develop. So the breast development happens due to the hormone secretion estrogen. Milk secretory glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. So this is governed by estrogen. Now we'll be learning about certain characteristics of hormones. So hormones are chemical messengers. We know they are controlled by glands. They're secreted by living cells or tissue glands. They're secreted in very, very small quantities and they are target specific. For example, if a body is secreting testosterone, the testosterone should know where it has to go and what function it has to perform. So they act upon specific cells, tissue or organ which we call target sites. They are generally slow in action but have a long lasting effect and can accelerate or inhibit a reaction. So the glands can also increase the quantity of hormones and can also stop the quantity of hormone. So this was all about hormones, different sort of hormones. So majorly we learned about testosterone and estrogen. So in the upcoming video, we'll be learning about different sort of glands which controls the hormone. So this was about hormones and secondary sexual characters. So thank you.